Welcome to Fiction and Focus, a podcast where we explore the craft of writing without taking ourselves too seriously. I'm Nathan Harms.
And I'm Wesley Watts. Each episode, we'll discuss uplifting topics like the soul-crushing pressure of expectations, the suffocating grip of self-doubt, and the swift-kicking unmentionables of rejection.
We'll share our experiences, struggles, and heartaches in the hope that you might find some small measure of comfort in our collective misery, or at least have a laugh at our expense.
So grab a pen, paper, and your favorite writing snack, and join us as we put fiction in focus.
Welcome, word nerds, to Fiction in Focus. I am Nathan Harms.
And I'm Wesley Watts.
And we're going to do something a little different today. So we'll get to it right away, but the whole point of this episode, the topic we're going to go over is finding a writing community that isn't toxic, which, you know, that's the show. Just kidding.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Give up now. So we thought we'd do something a little bit different for this. So we're going to try to throw in our acting chops and have some fun with it. It's probably going to be hilarious, but maybe not for the reasons we want it to be. But, stick with it. I think it's going to be worth your time. So when we were talking about it, the thing that first came to my mind was when you say the word toxic is like relationships, you know.
I think
like
of Britney Spears.
Yeah, that too. Great song, by the way. So with that in mind, we thought, you know what? Let's compare this to relationships. And if we're going to do that, I think we're going to have to play the dating game. So here we go. Fiction and Focus. We're going to try something new. And cue that music.
Welcome to The Right Match, the game show where one lucky writer gets to pick the least toxic kind of writing group. I'm your host, and also the contestant because we don't have any friends, Wesley. So let's meet me. I am the author of Me and the Machine, and really nothing else right now because I suck at productivity. Living in Cleveland, Ohio, I enjoy long walks on the Edgewater Beach, trying to avoid all of the toxic pollution, and staring up at the cloudy sky because you can't see any stars here. Okay, switching over to the host voice, which is also my voice. Let's meet our types of writing communities. First, we have online writing groups where you can meet them on Facebook or join various groups on Facebook. That's redundant.
I wrote the script quickly, man.
As well as writing forums and online writing workshops, because nobody goes to those regular old websites anymore.
Well, hey there, Wesley. I'm the online writing community. I'm all about supporting your creative endeavors, except when I'm not. When I'm not busy hosting writing challenges and critiques, you can find me serving up generous helpings of encouragement, humor, shame, and pretentiousness. I'm looking for a writer who's ready to commit to their craft and who won't mind a few dad jokes along the way. So join me for the occasional GIF party if I'm not too busy hiding behind a keyboard and trying to make other writers feel like shit.
All right. And next we have our small in-person writing group, usually made up of friends. What are those?
Hey there, Wesley. We're an in-person small writers group, a tight-knit group of friends who just happen to love writing. We're like a book club, but with more wine and less judgment. Well, mostly less judgment. We're looking for a writer who's ready to join our exclusive club. If you can handle our sarcasm and dark humor, and our love of bad puns, and our tendency to turn every conversation into a debate about chicken wings and adult movies, then we might just be the writing community for you.
And what do you think about that, Wesley? I don't know, Wesley, that sounds like a lot of BO in that room. Well, next we have our bigger in-person or oftentimes remote writers groups. because writers don't really want to meet in person. Now, these are probably found through Facebook or workshops or, genre-specific groups for sci-fi, fantasy, or adult. Ooh, steamy.
Sup, Wesley? We're a large writers community. A vibrant group of writers who meet in person and online. We're like a big, happy writing family who rarely gets to know each other and loves to talk over one another. If you can handle our witty banter, our love of writing challenges, and our tendency to try and sell you our book at every opportunity, then we might be just for you.
How can you say no to that?
No. Oh, sorry.
That was rhetorical, buddy. And lastly, we have writers who meet at conventions. These are the places you'll meet writers in their most unnatural state, having to be social.
Hi. We're a community of authors who've all met at conventions and festivals to peddle our wares. We all act like we want to be your friend because we are in full sales mode. But don't let that plastic smile fool you. Once in a while, you will actually make a lasting friendship. We're looking for a writer who has a better booth setup than us so we can copy them, and also try to keep track of your sales to see if you're any kind of competition. But at the end of the day, we will commiserate over stale pretzels from the convenience stand, lack of profits, and different sales techniques. Jump on in, Wesley. The water's just fine.
All right, Wesley. Well, I understand that you have some questions to ask each of these groups, right? Not sure about that last group now, but okay. So let's talk to group 1 first, the smaller online group. Group 1, what's your critique style? Tough love, gentle guidance, or let's just get drunk and tear the story apart?
Well, Wesley, for us, we all look a lot different. You never know who's behind the keyboard, so we're going to be direct about our critiquing. We're just going to tell you it sucks and tell you that we're better than you. Most of the time, even though we haven't released any of our own things, we'll just tell you where you're wrong and how we're right. But once in a while, you will actually meet people helpful on the online writing community, and we'll actually be helpful and give you good advice for things. And since you can get all kinds of advice from all around the world because it's online.
Okay. I guess that's a positive. And how often do you get together?
Oh, whenever. It's online. It's all the time. We're always there, especially the Facebook groups. 2 a.m, there's someone on there ranting about their book that they wrote or generated by AI, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, we're always there. We're always watching, Wesley. Always watching.
Okay. Do I really have to keep asking these questions? Yeah. We got a show to do. Okay. All right. So what would you say are your best traits?
Well, Wesley, I would say our best traits are that you don't have to leave your house, for one, to talk to us or to post your work up online. And it's a very diverse group. In fact, if you don't like one Facebook group, you can just jump to the next one. Block that last one. Those guys seemed a little racist. And then we'll just move on to the next thing. Also, we have lots of GIFs that we post. And you know what? There's actually some really, really good things that can happen out there on those writing groups. Lots of cool characters.
Okay. Well, that's what we're here for, right? Characters. So what would you say are your worst traits or red flags?
I'm an angry man behind a computer screen, so a lot of red flags there, Wesley. A lot of red flags. You don't know who I am if I'm just there to poke fun at authors. If I've actually done anything myself, for all you know, I've never written the book, and I just want to make you feel like shit because you never know who you're talking to online. Kind of a bunch of pretentious assholes. But again, there's good people too.
Okay. That's good words to live by, I guess. Lastly, I don't really have to read this for this group, right? Like the lover bit? No. Okay, we'll just get that whole, yeah, okay. So lastly, if you were my writing community, what metaphor would you give yourself?
I'm like a lion with a toothache. You never know which version of me you'll run into, but no matter what, I'll chew you up and spit you out, even if I hurt myself.
That doesn't make sense. Okay, let's move on to group 2, because fuck. Group 2, just as a reminder, is our small in-person writing group, often made up of just friends. And same questions. Let's see. So, group 2, what is your critique style? Tough love, gentle guidance, or let's get drunk and tear this story apart?
Let's get drunk and tear this story apart, Wesley. Hey, man, how you been? Woo! Yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, we'll just love to party it up, and sometimes we'll get to your story, sometimes we won't, but we're here for it, man. We're here for it. We just, no niceties. We're just tough love all the way, and drinking and tough love, and gentle guidance. Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. Is this group in Colorado where weed is legalized?
Most definitely.
Okay.
I'm thinking about moving.
You don't get around to the books.
No. Can I move out to Ohio with you, Wesley? Do you have a couch I can stay on?
I actually do not have a couch. Okay. How often do you get together? And will you work around my schedule of writer's block and crippling depression?
We will work around your schedule, mainly because we also suffer from the same things. So let me tell you something, Wesley. We procrastinate a lot. So we talk about getting together once a month, but usually it's every like 2-3 months, And then we make each other feel bad, and then we do get together, but we just play D&D instead. Okay. Not very reliable, but we are fun.
So not a whole lot gets done, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay, what would you say are your best traits? Or as the kids say, those green flags?
Honesty, Wesley. Honesty. You'll never meet a group of writers more honest than your friends, especially after they've been drinking. They will tell you everything you don't want to hear about your book.
Or yourself.
Or yourself. Maybe make you cry yourself to sleep that night. But God damn it, you will feel motivated in the morning.
Okay. And what would you say are your worst traits? Or as they say, red flags? I mean, I guess we could just cut and paste what you just said. But
honesty, Wesley. Honesty. You'll never meet a group of writers more honest than your friends, especially after they've been drinking. They will tell you everything you don't want to hear about your book.
Or yourself.
Or yourself. Maybe make you cry yourself to sleep that night. But God damn it, you will feel motivated in the morning.
Okay. So lastly, if you were my lover, writing community, what metaphor would you give yourself?
Well, I'm like a giant bowl of jungle juice, which is basically a big thing of a bunch of different booze all mixed together. It's delicious. It tastes like red Kool-Aid, and man, it'll knock you on your ass. But I'm like a giant bowl of jungle juice. I'll get you drunk, make you laugh, and be so honest that you might end up in the corner naked while crying.
So a normal Friday night.
Normal Friday. Tuesday for me.
Next, and unfortunately not last, we have our larger in-person, sometimes remote, let's be honest, pretty much always remote, writers group.
Right.
So, Group 3, what's your critique style?
Well, it's basically just a bunch of us talking over each other. It will give you some good feedback, and especially if we have, guests who are very successful. So you can kind of sit in the back of the room and just soak in the critiques. But you're not going to get as many critiques with us because there's so many of us, and we're all vying for the attention of one another.
Okay. Appreciate the honesty. And how often do you get together?
We're better than those small writing groups. We're like a dictatorship. We like things to be right on time, every third Tuesday of every fourth month.
That doesn't sound faster.
Some of them do it more often, but we're
Okay.
against the grain.
All right. What would you say are your best traits?
Our best traits are that you can kind of sink into the crowd and fill everything out. You don't have to worry about embarrassing yourself on day one. You can just sit back, relax, watch other people make fools of themselves, and then when you're ready, step on up to the plate. It will treat you right.
Do I have to keep doing this?
Can I just say I'm mildly turned on by my own number 3?
What would you say are your red flags?
Well, our red flags are that sometimes when you join those kind of groups, they've been together long enough and they've had the same people coming to them for years that it's tough to be the new guy, If you are a little shy and so on, I don't know. We might kind of pull you out of that as well. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It's all personality type, but also sometimes your voice won't get heard. If you are someone who wants to have your book really critiqued and seen, there's a lot of us.
Well, I don't know if I want my book critiqued by people that don't know what a metaphor is.
I thought that was the last people.
What?
Which metaphor?
Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong fucking question. I'm sorry.
Awesome. It's so good.
So, group 3. What metaphor would you give yourself?
Well, I'm like an ant farm. One at a time, we aren't that impressive. But when you put us all together, we can lift each other up and dazzle your imagination. But we are also all trapped and dying.
Cheery. We are finally, thankfully, to our last group. Writers you meet at conventions. All right, Wesley. What are those questions you have for them? Well, Wesley, that's the same fucking questions because you only gave me the same 5 fucking questions. Okay. Group number 4. What is your critique style?
Well, we don't really like to critique each other. We're all on the same level, We're all equal playing fields out here at the conventions. We just want to be your friend and kind of see your sales techniques and stuff. So we'll probably critique your sales tactics and your booth setup, but we're not going to read your book.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. How often do you get together?
Oh, we get together all the time. There's shows. I have a show coming up on May 7th. It's going to be at the Convention Center. I hope to see you there. Come by. We'll be in row A, B11. So come say hi and buy a book, please.
Okay, group 4. Let's hear those green flags.
I think the best thing about us, Wesley, is that we're just really nice, especially to your face. Behind your back, maybe not as much, but to your face, we are the nicest people you will ever meet, and we are genuinely interested in how you're selling your book. I mean, in what your book is. But once in a while, you will find a buddy. Ooh, let me tell you. Ooh, is it hot in here? Oh, I get so nervous. Oh, he's so good looking. Oh, okay, sorry. Next question, please. I know where you live.
Oh my god. Okay. Do we need to talk about red flags, or can we just let that go? All right. What are your red flags?
I will never read your fucking book. I will buy your book. I will trade my book with you. I will take it home, and I will most likely never read it. It will sit on the shelf, and I will reference it from time to time as that person I met. And then when I see you at the next convention, we'll awkwardly look at each other and be like, I really liked your book. And we both know neither one of us has read it.
Okay. Wait, neither one of us has. I've read my own book.
Well, I mean, he's so clever, too. Looks and brains. Oh, my God. Whew.
For fuck's sake. Okay. What? Group 4. What metaphor would you give yourself?
I'm like a plump, beached whale. Probably not going to survive. But if you want to commiserate with me, at least I'm naked.
Do we really have to go there? Okay.
He gets to choose now. I'm so excited.
So Wesley, myself, what group is it gonna be? Group 1, the online group. Group 2, small in-person writing group. Group 3, bigger, usually remote writers group. Group 4, writers you meet at conventions.
I'm so nervous.
So Wesley, which community are you going to choose? Well, Wesley, I think I'm just going to start a podcast.